Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Thunder Ducky. This story just keeps on developing. There's more and more stuff that happens. And once again, I am checking out a clip from Sidescrollers Podcast that they have clipped out of their stream, their podcast episode. So make sure you go check out Sidescrollers and all that. These guys still tend to be. They say a couple of things that I don't necessarily agree with. Such as the continuation of calling this person Ava when it is Kris. Born Kris is Kris. Like I said in that one video, born a dude is a dude. I believe it was someone who popped on, I think it was Keemstar, dropped, and he's not a regular part of the show, was dropping she and her and all that. It's Kris. But we'll while it's annoying, at least their the Sidescrollers podcast is trying to stay up to date with the story. And apparently this is the person who dropped the video or dropped all the information and stuff. So this is about a 16-minute video. Obviously it's going to be about a 4D. Sorry, coffee doesn't want to kick in for some reason. This is going to be probably about a 4D minute video. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, yes, make sure you check out Sidescrollers, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel here, and we'll go ahead and hop into the shit.
Is there more? Do you have more information on this, or have you withheld anything, or do you have plans on doing another video?
I mean, withheld anything? I gave all the information I had about his interest in Shadman. Now, there are some people on other websites that they're very smart. They found a Reddit account, you might have seen this, Tyson Boy, where he talks about he put in, like, what was it, a dating Reddit or subreddit thing, where he mentions something about like 14-year-olds, and then he also mentions in another Reddit like something about 3D lolly gang. I'm not even going to say it.
The media kind of covered in this situation. And this is from Rolling Stone. Ava Kris Tyson steps away from all things Mr. Beast amid transphobic attacks.
Okay, look. And I did watch up to this point. Because I think it's Mally Mouse, who, by the way, is one of the cutest girls on the internet. Where it's not transphobia. Look, as a 27-year-old dude, I can sit here and I can tell you that I don't give a flying fuck what you do at home. As long as you don't fuck with kids, animals, or elderly people. That should be like a universal thing. Which I believe Mally's about to say here in a second. It's about the minor. It's about the kid. If you're old enough to go do the stupid shit where you go and trans yourself up, go for it. As long as you're an adult. However, the fact that Rolling Stone, and I'm not surprised that they did this, the fact that the media is trying to make this a transphobic spin goes to show that they're all creeps. Because it's not transphobia. It's about the child.
That's the headline here, right? Implying that things were so bad that they had to step back because they were getting attacked by
It's funny that people couldn't maintain the same energy they had with Dr. Disrespect about Kris Tyson.
Oh, absolutely. And as pointed out by BX, my attack on this person was in no way based on transphobia. I think that's the thing that these outlets are missing, is that this has nothing to do with with whether they're a boy or a girl, trans, straight, gay, whatever.
No.
You're fucking with kids. That's fucked up.
Yep. And everyone can agree on that. It don't matter if you're a purple polka dotted alien. I don't want you messing with kids. That's not okay. That's where everyone on the planet draws a line, is old people, kids, animals. Pretty much a universal, don't fuck with that or you'll find out. So I don't know why we're always trying to play the victim card. When it was Dr. Disrespect, it was okay to cancel him because what? He was a straight white guy? He was a straight white guy that said things.
Yeah, and it's like, as soon as the Dr. Disrespect, I did a video, I fully did it. I'll be perfectly honest with you, because it's the same. It's within the same ballpark situation. I mean, this is worse. because we have more evidence against Kris than we did Doc, because Doc really incriminated himself with his tweet as opposed to actual evidence. But when it was him, it was perfectly fine. Again, because he's a straight white male. And Kris is part of the protected community. Notice how fast Dr. Disrespect got let go from, what is it, Midnight Society? He had surprisingly some kind of deal with Subway, and they dropped him. I think there was a shoe company that also dropped him. Like, as soon as his stuff came out into the limelight, people didn't have a problem dropping his ass. However, look how long it's taken, and as far as I can tell, Beast still hasn't come out with a response. Beast hasn't responded to this at all. And again, this is information, or these are videos that are primarily driven towards children. So the fact that we had somebody in that community doing this stuff in an area that's a majority, the younger portion of the population, is very gross, which is why I think an investigation really needs to be done into Mr. Beast as well. Because there was a video, yeah, if I can find it, I'll clip it in here, that talks about, excuse me, how dinner's trying to come back up, who talks about how Mr. Beast knew, and that Kris Tyson's just a drop in the bucket to everything else. But if I can find the clip, I'll put it in here. It should be on Twitter, but we'll go ahead and keep going with this.
Things you didn't like, so then it made it more okay to cancel him. But when it's Kris Tyson, who's part of a channel that you all like to support and who happens to be part of a victimized, marginalized community, then we don't cancel him. We protect him. Right. That's what we do to PDFs.
Well, this has been an absolute waterfall of information, just a flood that has just been flooding out over the last 48 hours. And a lot of it started about a month ago with...
And I just want to say that with the flood of information that has been coming out, because it has been insane since this is dropped, and of course the guy who's about to come on, who did the videos that everybody's kind of showing. I have a couple, I think, in the first one that I did, which is popping off, and thanks to everybody who's checked that out, by the way, and all the subscribers I'm getting from that. I appreciate every one of you. But the guy who's about to come on is the one who dropped the video. With all the information that's coming out, there is going to be some misinformation. That's just a natural thing. This is just something that happens when something like this happens, and it gets to blossom to the point of how insane the situation is. And just to let you know, there's going to be some shit out there you don't need to listen to. Again, there was some stuff about Doc. I think it was about 3-4 days after he said he was going to go on vacation with his family. There was a report that he'd gotten arrested. That was fake. And it was proven to be fake. And I guess we'll see what's considered fake information here.
As I mentioned, this creator named Prism42. This is the video that a lot of clips were put out about. It started the Kris Tyson journey, and it's a longer video, an hour long, that just kind of goes beat for beat along the way, talking about the accusations associated here. And as you can see, it's really, this video was released and it's popped off in the last few days as people have gotten wind of this. So joining us now is actually the creator of that video and kind of the investigator, journalist, I guess you could say, Prism42. How are you?
Hello, Craig. I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Good, man. Welcome to the show. So your video is kind of the one that spurred a lot of this. It was released about a month ago. So why don't you first walk us through kind of the what inspired you first and foremost to really dig into your investigation?
So what inspired me is I was browsing 4chan one day. I came across this post and it showed Kris Tyson's interactions with Shadman. I decided to look into it. I saw some disgusting stuff for a children's entertainer. And of course, I show my family and friends, and they're telling me I have to get this out. And that's what started this whole journey, if that's what you want to call it, the Kris Tyson journey.
So,
Okay.
How long ago was this?
This was a little over a year ago. I would say March of last year or April of last year.
Wow. So pretty good while. So when did you really start digging on this? You said March or April, but was there something in particular? What was the thing that you saw on 4chan that where you're like, whoa, this needs to be addressed?
I still have the picture. It was when they showed that he bought a poster from Shadman. They were showing that like he was commenting all these things on like Shadman's posts, and I've heard of Shadman before. There's plenty. He had a presence online. I knew this guy was bad news, and this guy's a children's entertainer. This is absolutely unacceptable for him to be having these fantasies of children and being in the children's entertainment industry.
And that is exactly the point here. I mean, who was it? Was it Steve from Blue's Clues or whoever that was? If you're someone who's involved with child entertainment, regardless of it being YouTube, movies, TV show, I don't know, anything, hell, even video games, and you're propagating this stuff behind the scenes, that is just gross, and it sets the whole thing on fire, realistically speaking, because that brings into question absolutely everything you've done and will do. And it also questions the company, which is why a lot of people are looking at Mr. Beast now. Like a lot of, I think in Chris's post, his apology, he specifically stated that he's stepping away because he doesn't want this to come back on the people for Mr. Beast. Well, Mr. Beast's silence, the company's silence, brought all the attention to them too. So it's a little too late. We're a little too gone. He's a little too wrong. Like that's just how this is.
So you start digging and you start seeing the interactions. Did you just go through Kris Tyson's X or Twitter handle pretty extensively? Like what's your research look like?
So what I did was I used advanced Twitter search, and so I put in Kris Tyson, Shadman. I looked for all the tweets I could, and then I tried to fully understand, what does this mean? Like, for example, the Raftalia one, I looked on there and I'm like, okay, who is this character? Why is this person? Why do people send this character to Shadman? And then I find out it's a show that Kris has, he knows about, he's a fan of, and the character was like a 10-year-old girl in the screenshot, and he's saying, please, Shad, please, asking Shadman to draw art of this depiction of a child.
Jesus.
You're muted, Greg.
Sorry, I was just trying to gather my thoughts. So obviously anybody can look at that and be like, that's not right. You should not be making art of children in a sexualized manner. So what was, as you were digging and doing a little research on this, was there anything in particular that struck you as like the most inappropriate?
Yes.
Yeah,
I would say the most inappropriate one, and I'm surprised no one's talked about this because I talked about it in my video. There's this tweet that he made called he wrote to Shadman, "Peep, my favorite snack in the spaghetti." And I tried to look into the post, but the post is deleted. So what I did was I went to the archives where they have like these archives of all the artwork Shadman made, the date, every single piece of information about it, like the description. And I found the similar upload date. And I looked through all the art pieces. This is the only art piece that had Tide Pods in the spaghetti. And it was a comic of a mother sexually abusing her son by forcing him to perform oral on her. And I was like, what the heck is this? Like, this dude went to the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. He should not be around kids if he's having like these kinds of fantasies or wants to engage in that. No one's talked about that either, which I'm surprised.
Whoa, hold on. So let's back up real quick. So you're saying that in this post, Kris was speaking to Shadman about a request for this?
No.
To create this,
so what it was if you go to my video, the Kris Tyson's interactions with PDF file art, you'll see I pointed out the tweet that he made. It was a reply to a post that Shadman made that got taken down off of Twitter for obvious reasons. And it was a comic about a mother having dinner with her 2 kids, and then the kid is like performing oral on his mom. Some really disgusting stuff.
Right.
Jeez, man.
I mean, it goes without saying. That's unbelievable, really.
Yeah.
Let me pause this right here, and for all of you folks that that are kind of in support of Kris currently, which I don't know how you fucking are. Let me ask you a question. Do you really want that associated with your children? Do you want someone who clearly has a fetish for this kind of stuff be in the forefront for your children's entertainment? Now, I fully understand people are going to be like, well, that's part of his personal life. It shouldn't have aired. Well, he shouldn't have made it public. And that was his downfall. That was the chink in his armor where he decided to make it public, the tweets with the Shadman dude or corporation, whatever the fuck it is. And now we got all this information coming out. I had no clue about that part. So the fact that he did that and is into that comic or show or whatever, I got choice words that YouTube won't let me say. So to prevent myself from getting the channel taken down, let's go ahead and keep checking this out. Come on.
That's why I was trying to get it out.
Right. Okay. Well, it's out now. We're this has been your first video was about a month ago, the one that kind of popped off. So you've seen this video clipped and it's been passed around. Do you feel responsible for kind of the avalanche that's hitting Mr. Beast and Kris right now?
100%. I mean, it's pretty undeniable. If you look through all of this stuff, like all the stuff that's out there, it's very clear that I was the main actor in getting out there. I mean, there's people that helped me, but I did all the research in regards to Kris Tyson.
Sounds like if he started back a year ago.
All this interest in Shadman stuff, and I eventually had come across him. Sorry, I'm extending it too long, but yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Is there more? Do you have more information on this, or have you withheld anything, or do you have plans?
This is kind of the opening segment we saw.
I mean, withheld anything? I gave all the information I had about his interest in Shadman. Now, there are some people on other websites that they're very smart. They found a Reddit account. You might have seen this, Tyson Boy, where he talks about he put in, like, what was it, a dating Reddit or subreddit thing, where he mentions something about like 14-year-olds, and then he also mentions in another Reddit like something about 3D lolly gang. I'm not even going to say it, but
right. Yeah,
this guy, I don't even know what to say.
This guy's disgusting.
So, I mean, obviously, you really dug in. Mally, do you have anything here? Do you want to ask Prism about this?
And really quick, if anybody's wondering, the lady on the top left, Blabbering Collector, you can go check her out as well. She is the producer, so if you see her screen flashing while she's quiet, she's vetting a document. I think he dropped, if I recall, the segment that they're talking about. It's like 23 pages, so she's vetting that and a couple of other things. So if you're wondering why there's one person there that's being quiet and stuff, just know Craig's the one who runs the channel, Blabs is the producer, and Mally's the guest.
I mean, I am just flabbergasted, and I mean, sadly not surprised to know that this is the kind of stuff that's going on when we can't see it, but it's disgusting. It's vile. I am at a loss for words because of how vile it is. That just breaks my heart.
Prism, will you give us a quick rundown of your background, just a quick rundown of who you are, and so people are clear.
So my background is, people know my first name. My name's Martin. I am interested in the STEM field. I'm interested in politics. I'm interested in quite a bit of stuff. But, when I saw this, I'm not like, I never was an investigative. I never claimed to be an investigative journalist when I was starting out. It was ironically enough, I was doing this, and then other people were telling me what I was doing was investigative journalism when I had no intention of being a journalist.
And you're just kind of thrust into this by doing your own research on this.
Yes.
Yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
And I don't blame you for really
thing.
digging into this. And I think we all know that there's people in the entertainment industry who are really fucked up, you know, who really, you know, but to do it so publicly, you know, I have your video pulled up over here, and I'm seeing tweets that you're referencing. I mean, this is not like DMs. These are public tweets
Yeah,
here.
it was public. Yeah.
So
100%.
brazen out in the open.
Oh, one thing I want to mention. So see the one on the bottom left, the Garbatas. I think that's what they're called. So I looked into this guy. Supposedly he's also a lolicon artist too. So not only was Kris Tyson getting involved with like Shadman and Jay Lullaby, but now there's also this guy, the Garbatas guy. He's also like, he's drawn kids before too. Not like real kids like Shadman, but he's still drawing depictions of kids. But you can't have someone in the children's entertainment industry
No, not at all.
You know, indulging in these kinds of fantasies.
So what do you think's next? Like what's next? What do you hope happens?
I think what should happen is Mr. Beast should just explain, like, he should be fully transparent. If he knew about this,
well, yeah. I mean, the fact that he's not being transparent it sounds like a Boogie kind of situation, where Mr. Beast is trying to find a way out, and he's willing to die on this hill, which makes absolutely no sense with the success that he has had, becoming YouTube's biggest content creator and arguably the most successful. The fact that he's remained silent this entire time makes it terrible. And there was I can't remember who said it on one of the videos I watched, but the person came out and said that Kris has dirt on Jimmy, and that's why that nothing's happened so far, except for, you know, Kris taking it. And who even knows if he's actually taken a step away from Mr. Beast? Who knows? Could be given a spot in the background as a, you know, a camera operator or some shit. So who knows if the person is actually taking a step back. It could all just be smoke and mirrors, because the apology wasn't even that good. Especially whenever Kris came out and said that if this offended you. Well, it's like, no, you're only apologizing because you got caught. And then the last part where Kris comes out and says that he's taking a vacation. It was very a Dr. Disrespect type thing. Taking a vacation, and he's going to focus on his family and his mental health. Motherfucker, I don't give a fuck about your mental health. You're obviously unhealthy mentally whenever you've decided to go through this whole transitional period. Can't get me there, YouTube. And the fact that you're saying that you want to go on a vacation with your family is kind of funny, due to the fact that you ditched your family to pursue your new career as a female. So it's like, okay, does Kris have someone else that he started a family with after he did the whole transition part? Don't know. Is it still the kid that he decided to throw high heels on and say something along the lines of his kid decided to slay today, which is a very, you know, that's part of the protected community's vocabulary. It's the word slay. It's all disgusting.
he should have just said, "Hey, I messed up. I really shouldn't have let it gone on for as long as I did, but he was my best friend and I was afraid to do anything." Like he could just come clean if he knew about this. I don't know if he knew about it, but people have come out with their own stories. So.
Well, man, I mean, I think just pointing this stuff out and getting the ball rolling down the hill at the end of the day, I hope that you get the credit that you deserve for kind of bringing this to light. Because we're talking about obviously one of the biggest creators literally in the world, with one of the biggest platforms in the world, speaking to children. And as a father,
and that's where the problem
of two daughters who, they've watched Mr. Beast videos, you want to make sure that the people that they're watching are not fucking assholes and creepers. So
Absolutely.
Well,
and for me, I just want to add a comment.
Sure.
For me, I understand he was like one of the largest content creators in the world. This was not really intimidating for me as much as it would be for other people. And that's just because of my personal beliefs and my background.
Good.
I know you asked me about my background. I forgot to mention this. I was on Paris Island for 4.5 months. I received training, and I don't want to go into the details, but I had some issues with, you know, I had some health issues. I'd say it was not medically discharged, but I was other than honorably discharged. So I also have this personal belief: anything that is possible can be achieved using developmental procedures. So when I see this guy, he has all these subscribers. He has like $500 million. I'm not even intimidated by that. I'm just like, how can I get this done? Who do I have to talk to? How far do I have to travel? That's my mentality about that, and that's just because how I was brought up.
Have you, since you released your video, since it's been
willing to take sacrifices like that, where he's definitely in the limelight for a lot of people and a lot of freaks out there? The fact that he's willing to do that without looking at what could potentially happen is that's like alpha male shit right there.
Have you received a whole lot of pushback from
Oh yeah,
the internet?
No, there are these crazies that are like posting my address, and they're not making direct threats, they're making indirect threats, and you have these like weird people. And I think what's terrible too is I don't want to just focus on me. I want to say, like, I think it's really bad. Some people are putting a lot of pushback on Lava GS, when in reality, we all know that he's the victim of Kris Tyson messaging him, you know, creepily and inappropriately. I understand that it's a lot for him to process, but people should not be hammering this guy, because at the end of the day, he didn't want to be put in this scenario. He's just a victim of it.
Right.
All right. Well, we appreciate you obviously putting together the video. You know, it's fascinating stuff, and connecting the dots on this and the research that you've done. Is there anything you want to promote before we let you go?
I would say that, of course, I made the 3 documentaries about that. I would say that Verdius was a big help. He's also a very good man. Unfortunately, you know, I'll just leave it at that. If you could go check out his channel, he wants to basically catch a bunch of creeps, and eventually, you know, that's kind of how we met. He's a very good man. I think people should check out his channel. He's gonna upload more stuff in the future.
All right. Well, Prism, thanks so much for your time, man, and good luck with your research. Good luck with your journey, and we appreciate you coming on with us today.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me on, Craig.
Man, all that is like unfucking-believable, man. Like it went so much further than I thought that it was actually going to go, and that is 110% foul. The people that are still out there defending this guy, I don't get it. I want to know why. And don't use the fucking transphobic shit. Again, like I said before, do what you want to do at home, as long as you don't fuck with kids, animals, or old people. Mally said it. I said it. It is what it is. You do not do that shit. Pretty forward and easy to do, right? And the extra content he was looking for, and the comic book and all the other shit that I didn't know about, just makes this all worse. Like, all of it is a whole lot worse than people have imagined so far. So I will be checking out Prism's other videos. I'll be checking those out, even the hour-long video. Yeah, so go show some love to Sidescrollers for keeping up on this. Go show some love, obviously, to Prism for bringing this out. It's Prism 42. And let's nail this son of a bitch. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to say, please post it down in the comments below, and let me know what you thought. What you think about this situation that's constantly being updated. And I'll catch you guys later.